Hi, my name is Tony. I'm from Metal Exposure, and I'm sitting here
With Mr. Thomas from Therion, Thomas Vikstrom.
Hi, Thomas. So, how are you doing? Just because you told me earlier you were having a busy day.
Well, not so busy, but I was today. I do some work for other artists, and I did one song for a guy today. Did some backing vocals for him, and the rest of the day was pretty cool. I was with my phone all the time. But
Just,
yesterday I had one of these horrible days. I went to the dentist, and that's one of
oh,
my fears in life.
yeah, yeah. It's never fun to go to the dentist.
Oh, and she's like the best dentist, fantastic dentist, but a horrible psychologist. I open
Yeah.
my mouth and she looks and say, "Oh my God," she says in English.
And you're like, oh shit, what's going on? Please don't.
Yeah.
But it wasn't that bad, I hope. I
Well,
could still see you smiling.
yeah, it's okay. I have like a problem because when I was a kid, you fill the tooth with a material called amalgam,
Hmm.
which is a metal, and this metal expanding with the years slowly, and with some bad luck, it cracks the tooth from inside,
Yeah,
and that's what
that's
happened.
and that's not that's not good for singing.
Nope.
Nope.
Well, it got bigger acoustic when they pulled it out.
Well, that's true. So, right. So the reason why we're here and having this interview is you guys have a new album coming out.
We have. It's coming out the 15th of December, I think,
Yeah.
and it's called Leviathan 3. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's the last album in this trilogy that we're putting out.
Okay. And
Yeah.
with the first album, when you wrote Leviathan 1, did
Mhm.
you already think it would be a trilogy or?
No, that's the funny thing. Christopher asked me one day, "Do you want to write the new album with me together as a
Mhm.
partner?" Yeah, I would love to. So when we were starting to write and put ideas together, the pandemic came, COVID came.
Yeah.
And here in Spain, it was a total lockdown. You
Yeah.
could go to the grocery store once a day alone, and that's it, you know. And same thing in Malta, where he's sitting. So basically, what we could do was writing. We worked, 9 to 5 every day, like a regular job, tossing ideas forward and back, sending files, which works fine today because it's very simple.
Yeah.
Um, and all of a sudden, by that time, we didn't know how long this would be. We thought maybe a month and then it's over.
Mhm.
Aha. Um, so,
Yeah.
but we just wrote and wrote, and after a while, we had a pile of songs, so many
Mhm.
songs in different styles.
Yeah.
So Christopher said, "Hey, we have so many good songs now that let's make, instead of making one album, let's make them three, and call them Leviathan One, Leviathan Two, Leviathan Three." It's hard to
Yes.
say. I'm starting to lose.
Leviathan. Yeah,
I've,
it's
I've been in Spain too long, and
yeah.
yeah. So when we started to write uh, this Leviathan, I asked Christopher which direction he wanted to go, more or
Mhm.
less. And he said, it should be good. That's a pretty wide spectrum. And
It'd be different.
what, yeah, and what happens is that, every song becomes very different from one another.
Mhm.
So that's why we had this brilliant idea to put the more commercial songs on the first one, commercial in the Therion sense, that, of course.
Mhm.
And on the second one, a little darker touch to the songs. And on this third one, we go bananas. It's more experimental, it's more progressive, and it really has no rules, to,
Okay.
yeah, so to speak.
So it's like the first one is the serious one, the commercial one. The second one is a little bit darker, and then
Yeah,
now you just unleash all the chaos into the world
yeah,
as a
and
true
that's
Leviathan.
what, yeah, that's what's lustful also to write music for Therion,
Mhm.
because it really has no borders or no
Yeah.
boundaries for what you can do. I remember one song on this new one there is on there called Duende. The TV was on in the living room, way too loud. So I
Yeah.
went there to take the volume down. And when I came there, it was a documentary about flamenco. And I was like, stood there and looked for a while. And I was thinking, wonder if it's possible to take some of this music and incorporate that in a metal song or in a rock song.
Yeah.
And so I did. I wrote that song and I thought it was pretty cool, but you know, so I sent it to Christopher. I didn't think he would like it, but he loved it. So it ended up on the album. And that's a fun thing. It's okay, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's also fun like that you go to turn off the TV or to
Yeah,
quiet it down, and then you
yeah,
find a whole new inspiration for a song. It's
totally. Totally. And that was one of these moments when I have direct inspiration for something. Normally, I don't sit around and wait for inspiration. I just
yeah,
play, you know, and see
mhm,
what comes up. And
yeah.
sometimes, I mean, 70% is shit, but the rest is good, you know?
Hey, even the shit can work.
Yeah, I mean, I give
Everything
it
has an
somebody.
audience.
Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. Yeah.
That's I really like that, like seeing the music coming from everywhere or just sitting and writing, and I get
Me too. It's
inspiration
fun.
from the simple
It's a
things.
passion. It's a passion to write and
Yeah.
to record has been since the pandemic started, or a little bit before that, it has been a passion growing for me a little bit more and more. You know, I think it's very funny. I go in here in the morning, you know, and I put on the things, you know, and let's see what's happening. You know, it's like painting a picture. I think for an
Yeah.
artist.
So the thing is, you write a lot about like folklore and mythology, but are
Mm.
there any subjects you would not write about?
Tough question. One of the toughest I've ever had.
I'm
I
so
have
sorry.
very hard. Oh, no problem. That's good. That's good to put me on
Yeah.
the in the hot chair.
Yeah.
I think that we will never get political because that's not our thing. I think we are not there to educate the people to think in a certain way, left or right. No. We have our opinions, but that we hold to ourselves. So I don't think we ever will get political. No.
Well, that's a good thing actually. You don't want to
Yeah.
stay in the real world. You want to take people on a fantasy ride.
Yeah, because they have the real world directly on the internet or in the television. Uh,
Yeah.
I'm certainly not you know, you can have your own opinion. You can either you can vote for Trump or you cannot. But who am I to tell you which way is the correct?
See, that is a
I
great
have an
answer.
opinion about that, but you know,
But yeah, if you get too political, there's so many factors you have to count in as well.
absolutely. And I speak for myself now. I see ourselves as entertainers. You know, I want
Hmm.
when you see the band, I want you to have fun and have a good time. You know, the facts you can get otherwhere. And we give facts. We give historical facts and mythological facts, even if
Yeah,
mythological might not be true. They exist. You know.
yeah. And there are all stories counting down from generations and generations.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they must have come from somewhere.
I think
But
it
yeah.
was a big, yeah. I think these things started because Christopher had a big interest in that from the
Mhm.
beginning. And now all the lyrics are written by a poet that we know called Per Albinson. Because I wouldn't be skilled to write lyrics about these things because I know too little about them. You know, you have to have
Mhm.
the knowledge and the skill to put these words together so it becomes artistical. So we turn to this guy instead that really knows the shit, you know.
Mhm.
We can say, I want this to be about, let's say, Thor. And he
Yeah.
writes a great song about Thor, you know. Much better than we could.
And then you just put in the music and put in your own thoughts, and then boom,
Yeah,
you have a
he
great
gets
song.
the demo. He gets a demo that me and Christopher sends him where I sing the melody, but with a just temporary
Hmm.
lyrics, you know. It can be about flower picking or whatever. So he gets the syllables right, you know.
Yeah. Oh, that is a pretty cool concept. And then
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
all of you guys work together, and then in the end you have your great, yeah, song
Yeah,
written down for it.
yeah,
So because
that's
there's
how
a lot of people involved in Therion,
it is.
um, so while creating an album, or let's say the Leviathan trilogy,
Mm.
do you also think about the logistics when performing it live?
Yeah, and of course it doesn't work to have a full orchestra in every gig and a full
No.
choir in every gig. It simply doesn't work. So we are traveling now, me, Christopher, and Christopher Davis on the bass,
Hmm.
Sami Karpinen on the drums, and Chiara Malvestiti normally, but she just became a mother, so she's free. So we brought back Laurie now,
Okay.
Laurie Lewis, that was in the band before. And we have Rosalia Siram is the other girl who sings. So we are a couple of people on stage,
Yeah.
you know. But it's fun that you ask because actually in January now we go to Mexico City
Hmm.
to do a very big concert with a big symphony orchestra and a big choir.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's going to be the I think it's the 20th of January, and in a very big arena,
Hmm.
and I'm very excited about it. Very excited about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the smile on your face right away. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. It's gonna be big. Big, man.
yeah. And will it also be like recorded? Because not
We will
everyone in the
record it, yeah.
world can go to Mexico, of course.
No, they can't. You're right. That one, we will record it, and I don't know if it's just gonna be a CD or if it's gonna be a Blu-ray as well.
Okay.
But it will be recorded. Absolutely.
Well, that
Absolutely.
is that is really good, and really good news for
Those who
everyone.
can't wait, it's probably on YouTube the day after.
Apparently, from all the phones and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like now you bring up the phones, right?
Mhm.
Is that something on stage you see a lot, like all the phones, and does it bother
Oh,
you?
yeah. That
Or
doesn't bother me. It's no idea to bother about the battle that is lost forever, you know.
yeah,
It's what it is. No, I'm not bothered about it at all. I mean, when I was a kid and went to concert and it came a ballad, everybody took up their lighters, you know.
yes,
The whole place was like a Christmas tree. Now everybody take up their phones with the lamp on,
with the
you know.
lamp, yeah.
So it's the
Uh,
time we're living in, you know. I can't do anything about that. It's what it is. And they filming it, good, people see what it is, but still, you know, still it's a little unfair because sometimes you get judged by somebody that has recorded a song on his iPhone, you know. Sounds like crap, of course,
yeah.
you know. So
Well, the
that's not
actual,
really fair all the time,
yeah.
you know.
So what you say is you can film us, but you need to be there to enjoy everything so you can
Yeah,
get.
of course. Yeah. Sometimes I go down and take somebody's phone and film while we're singing, you know. It has happened.
And then they have the best time and the best story.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
So, are there any bands or musicians in or outside of the metal scene that you would like to do a collaboration with?
Yeah. Benny and Bjorn from ABBA. If they come and want to collaborate, I mean, direct, it doesn't matter what the deal is.
Because you also
Those are
had
genius.
an ABBA cover, did you?
Yeah, we did. We did Summer Night City.
Yeah.
But those guys are such a genius when it comes to songwriting, man. If you think ABBA is simple, no,
No.
far from simple. It's a how do you say carpentry? Yeah,
Yeah.
carpinteria we say in Spain. Um, it's
Carpentry. Yeah.
craftsmanship, you know,
That's it. Yeah.
and everything is so extremely well done. Paul McCartney is the other one, and I would also like to work with Bob Ezrin, the producer that produced The Wall and Welcome to My Nightmare with Alice Cooper, which I hold like one of the best albums in the world.
The Welcome to My Nightmare.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, it's one of my favorites as well. It's
yeah,
such a good
and I
song,
never
such
get
an
tired
album,
of it.
and no.
I never get tired of it. That's the thing, you know.
Well, that's the thing with great producers. They can make albums that you can listen to every day
Yeah,
for that's something good.
yeah. So
So
those three, I see Benny and Björn like one. So those three are my dream musicians to work with.
no, that's really funny to like yeah, metal band just go directly for ABBA.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I'm not. You know, I'm a singer in a metal band, and I listening to a lot of metal, but I listening to a lot of different music. You know,
yeah,
my musical taste is like a buffet table, buffet table. I want both the fish and the steak and the dessert. You know.
you just want to listen to everything you enjoy.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, there is two genres of music. There's good music and bad music.
That's it. That's a fair and
And
simple answer. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like that. I mean, and what I think is bad might not be bad to another person, you know. And what I think is fucking good is probably very bad for another guy. I mean, it's only a question of opinion.
And then mostly other people's opinions are wrong. No, that's just a
Exactly,
joke.
exactly. I'm right, you're wrong.
I'm right, you're wrong. Now
I,
then we
I'm,
start to get political again.
yeah, I'm usually saying that to my daughter. I'm right, you're wrong.
I'm
End
right,
of
you're
discussion.
wrong. Just listen what I make.
Yeah, I'm older than you.
So just because of this trilogy, what
Hmm?
song are you most proud of? It's not what's your
On the
favorite song,
album,
but what song are you most proud of you
it's
created?
funny. It's well, I have a favorite that I'm not. Of some reason, I don't think that anyone else will have that as a favorite, but I do. It's a song called "Midsummer Blut," which is about midsummer. And I don't know, that song came so natural to me. Um, I sat down and wrote, and I was longing a bit to go home to Sweden. You know,
Mhm.
I wanted to go home and see my grandkids, and I want to see the archipelago and everything like that. So I started to write a song that became very Nordic for me. You know,
Yeah.
and this song is gonna be something with midsummer or something. I know it doesn't sound creepy, but on the other hand, then I thought, well, the movie Midsummer, I don't know if you saw that or not. It's one of the most creepy songs I've ever seen,
Yeah.
movies I've ever seen. Uh, yeah, I send this to Per and see what he can do with it. So we call it Midsummer Blut. And the blut is something when you sacrifice somebody, you know.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorites on the album. It's a really, really nice song with nice harmonies. But then there is another song on the album that I didn't hold as my favorite in the beginning. I thought it was the weakest one. Christopher wrote that. I'm sorry, Christopher. It's called Maleficium. And after it was recorded and mixed, it became my favorite song. So that
So,
can happen, you know. You never
so
know.
that turned you around 180.
Yeah, I called him and said, I'm sorry for what I said, forget it. You know?
I'll see if it's one of your favorites now, then you apparently
Yeah, yeah,
did a
yeah.
good job.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And Christopher always writes very intriguing melodies, you know, and he has no idea how high he writes the melodies in
Mhm.
register for a singer.
Yeah.
So when I sing these ones, I have to put a fucking, I don't know, around my balls to not reach those notes sometimes, you know.
The leather
But
pants will help.
yeah, that I have you every
Yeah.
day anyway. No, 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 but really, he doesn't think about that, you know, and it's very challenging sometimes. I was like, man, I'm 55. Come on, you know. But it's fun.
So was that also the hardest song to create on the new album?
Well, it's his creation, so I just had to put on my vocals on it. But yeah, it was tough. It was tough.
Okay. So what can you
Yeah.
tell like the fans about uh, just can you tell them a little bit about the new album? Like what can we expect? We already heard flamenco.
Well, if you really are into Therion and what we are about, you will understand, I think, because this album has influences from from this, from flamenco, from Nordic music, from this and that. And our fans, or I'm speaking to you fans, right? Yeah, that are watching this.
Yeah.
You know that we have no really boundaries or rules when we write music. And some of you like to stay in the past. We don't. We like to move forward. And if you feel that some elements, that you can hear some elements that you heard in the past, fine. But that's not what we're trying to recreate. We don't try to recreate the past. This is how Therion sound now. How it will sound tomorrow, I don't have a clue. But you are so welcome with us on this journey, and I hope you will enjoy it as much as I do.
That is a very nice thing to say. Like you just
Totally
go with the
improvised.
flow. You just go with the
Yeah,
flow. That's very poetic
yeah.
how you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's good. You come in with tough questions, and I like that, and tough tasks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the older you get, the more, and that's a nice thing about getting older, the less you care about what other people thinks, you know.
The
And
better
that
you feel
feels like a
yourself.
stone going. Yeah, I mean, sometimes on internet, people write some forums and stuff, and they don't think that artists reads that, but they do sometimes. I do, and sometimes people can be very rude, you know, and I'm just a human. Sometimes it hurts. So therefore, I don't go there anymore to read, you know, because it doesn't make me feel good. Where do I want to go with this now? I remember where I was going to go.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah,
Sometimes people write things and it hurts and they don't think
yeah,
about the artist. They just think about
not at all.
it's different.
And sometimes you want to go in and answer something sour back. I don't, of course, it's very unprofessional. But I would like to, you know. But people, you know, behind the screen, you are having the full right to your opinion, of course. But if I think something sucks, does it really make me feel better to go in and write that? No, not for me. And it
No.
also depends how you're putting it, you know. If you write, this is not my thing, fine, you know.
Yeah. But if you just go bashing out and
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just
exactly. Exactly.
that's it's all right. So I see, and I'm gonna ask the question again because we already spoke about it a little bit. But the necklace.
Hmm.
Can you tell the story about that one?
This is how it looks.
Yeah, it's
Well,
really awesome.
I worked hard for this. I was at the party back in Stockholm, and I was sitting beside a very drunk guy, you know. He was not unpleasant, but he was much, if I put it like that.
Yeah.
And Vikstrom, please sing it for me. I don't want, I don't like that, you know, to stand up and sing in the middle of a party, you know, in the middle of a dinner. But he was like, "Oh, come on, please." And then who do you think you are? That comes, you know.
Um,
Well, I know who I. That's why I don't do it, you know. And he kept on. He didn't listen to logic, you know. So in the end, I got tired of him. So I said, "If I can have the necklace you have around your neck, I will sing." And that motherfucker said, "Yes, you can." So I did that, and I got the necklace.
so in the middle of the dinner,
And,
you had to sing.
yeah, I
And
cleaned
what
the
did you
glass,
sing?
and I don't remember. I was pretty drunk too, to tell you the truth. But probably some drinking song or something. And we have that tradition in Swedish. When we drink, we sing a song before.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, that is very, how can I say, very particular lyrics, you know. Yeah,
I will have to remind you next time I see you. I want to hear that song.
yeah. I will give it to you next time we meet. I promise you.
It's good. All right. Is there anything else you want to tell to your fans or everybody who's waiting to this
I
trilogy's
hope.
end?
Well, I hope you like the album, and I hope to see all of you on tour because we're going now in January. We do South America, and we do Europe, and then China. So I hope to see you all out there.
So you're gonna do the big tour to celebrate the album and the end of the trilogy.
Yeah. And then I don't know, something will happen, but I don't know what.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, Thomas. And I hope you
Thank you
have a
for
nice
having
day.
me. I appreciate it. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.